what? We have furries and fuzzies in classrooms. They lick themselves, they're cats. When they don't like something, they hiss. People walk down the hallway and jump out.
I want to know what a fuzzy is. I've heard of furries. Is a fuzzy a subculture within furries? And if so, why would Don Bolduc know about it? Why would he have such deep, in-depth knowledge into furry subcultures? Anyway, what you heard there was a guy who wants to be a senator talking again about the idea that kids identify as cats or fuzzies, that they go to the bathroom in kitty litter. And now, because of course these things have to develop, you can't just say the same thing over and over again, that's not true. Now they're licking themselves and licking each other because these Republicans can't talk about kids for more than 3 or 4 minutes without being fascinated with something about their sex lives and their groins and their tongues and something sexual about them. Anyway, it's not true, you'll be shocked to find out. The actual academy he's talking about there, Pinkerton Academy, says it has come to our attention that at a recent event in Claremont, Don Bolduc named Pinkerton in false claims suggesting that unhygienic, disturbing practices are taking place in our classrooms and spaces on campus. We want to assure our community that these statements are entirely untrue. They invite blah, blah, blah free speech, but there's no kitty litter. But the fact that it's been debunked, that it's not true, like an adult might respond to that by learning and growing, maybe apologizing for what they said. Don Bolduc, though, he's gonna go in a different direction.
I had a parent and a student in that audience who came up to me and told me all about it. I've had that all across the state. So I'm only articulating what I heard from Granite Staters, parents and children.
The school has come out and said that that's completely false.
Well, you know, they came out and said they didn't mass children. They came out and said they didn't do a lot of things, right? They don't teach CRT, which they do. They don't teach transgender, which they do. I'm not backing down, okay? You got the wrong guy. Just because they say it, they need to prove it. Prove it. I got parents and kids telling me they need to prove it to us. I don't need to prove it to them.
Right. Yeah, I get that these guys have such fragile masculinity that the very concept of not backing down is a net good. Even what you're not backing down from is a buffoonish statement that you made. They don't teach CRT. They don't teach transgender. I don't know what that is, but they definitely don't have the litter boxes. And simply saying they should prove that they don't. I want to talk a little bit about proof. How exactly would they prove that? How would they prove that there's not kitty litter? Would they take photos of every single room, every minute of every day? How would they prove sufficiently to you that that didn't happen? That's not how proof actually works. If you make a ridiculous claim, it is on you to prove that there's evidence for believing that. And the evidence can't just be some woman said it to me. People say crazy things, people believe crazy things, and I know that because I just watched you speak. And in the same way that you can say stuff that you don't know, I almost swore, a damn thing about, whoever that woman is that supposedly told you about it can do the same.
Not many people know that we have furries in Colorado schools. Have you heard about this, Jimmy? Yeah, kids identifying as cats. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's happening all over Colorado, and schools are tolerating it. It's insane. What on earth are we doing? Knock it off. Schools, put your foot down. Like, stop it. Let's get back to teaching basics and not allow this woke ideological stuff infiltrate our schools. And it is happening here in Colorado. It's why I moved from Boulder Valley to Douglas County, because it was happening in my kids' schools 4 years ago.
Okay. It's not happening. You know that it's not happening. You've heard this over and over and over again, that seemingly everywhere kids are identifying as kitty cats lately. It is one thing to continue to believe that. That's crazy. It is craven of you as a literal GOP gubernatorial candidate, which Heidi Ganahl in that tape is, to campaign based on this thing that has been fact checked over and over. But it is a special level of embarrassing to say that you literally moved your family because there were too many cats in the place you used to live and you had to flee it. Oh God, look at them. Yeah, they're on that direction too. I had to move to a different place, and oh God, now the cats are here too. As I've said many times, I play Dungeons and Dragons. In my Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I'm a sorcerer, and you know what else? I'm part dragon. And I have a far better grasp on reality than you will ever have, because you think that in real life you're surrounded by people who think they're cats, and that's bonkers.